Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Monday again, Monday, September 23rd. We are here to look at the new releases that have been published this week. We look at them every day of the work week, Monday through Friday, and a different genre every day. I hope you had a good weekend. Mine was not bad. I was crocheting on the bedspread gift for a wedding of our neighbor, and I'm about to start yarn cake number 8. So coming along, but I only have 3 weeks, so I cannot let up. Plus, I discovered my stitches got looser as I went along. So instead of stitches creeping, making it go wider, I have looser ones. The edges are straight, but it's wider because of looser. So I went down a size in my crochet hook, and it's helping, but we'll see what else I need to do. But hopefully. And I finished 2 books. I finished what I finished? Deadly Illusion by Carla Simpson. And I gave that 3 stars. For some reason I have problems with like circuses and magic and things like that in a story setting. I don't know why. So I struggled to finish that one. And then I finished The Spy Coast by Tess Gerritsen. Gave that 4.5 stars. Highly recommend. If you're in a spy versus spy kind of mood and you would like to have the older protagonist, that one's a good one. Oh goodness, are you gonna break out today? Gauging, good morning. Hope you're all doing, yes, indeed. Kim, food quality has decreased in 4 years since I was last here. Yeah. And probably more expensive. Oh, that's a shame about the food. Yeah. Used to be run by a company that ran Morrison's. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Let us jump in. We've got a lot of cozy mysteries. We won't get to them all today. So we will be picking up as we go along this week. But we'll do our best. First up is one I'm very much looking forward to. I will read it this week when I get it. Is the next in series in the Rexford and Sloane mysteries. This is called Murder at King's Crossing by Andrea Penrose. If you've read all of Veronica Speedwell or looking for something similar to Veronica Speedwell, this is a good one. Celebration is in the air at Rexford and Charlotte's country estate as they host the nuptials of their friends Christopher Sheffield and Lady Cordelia Mansfield. But on the afternoon of the wedding, the festivities are interrupted when the local authorities arrive with news that a murdered man has been discovered at the bridge over King's Crossing, his only identification an invitation to the wedding. Lady Cordelia is horrified when the victim is identified as Jasper Milton, her childhood friend, and a brilliant engineer who is rumored to have discovered a revolutionary technological innovation in bridge design. That he had the invitation meant for her cousin Oliver, who never showed up for the wedding, stirs a number of unsettling questions. Both men were involved in the Revolution's Per Minute Society, a scientific group dedicated to making radical improvements in the speed and cost of transportation throughout Britain. Is someone plotting to steal Milton's designs, and why has her cousin disappeared? Rexford and Charlotte were looking forward to spending a peaceful interlude in the country, but when Lady Cordelia resolves to solve the mystery, they offer their help, along with that of the Weasels and their unconventional inner circle of friends. The investigation turns tangled, and soon all of them are caught up in a treacherous web of greed, ambition, and dangerous secrets. And when the trail takes a shocking turn, Rexford and Charlotte must decide what risks they are willing to take with their family to bring the villains to justice. This is set during Regency, but it is the Industrial Revolution side of Regency, which definitely appeals to my tastes. But you have that dynamic of the Veronica Speedwell if you're looking for that. So, very good. Emily, well, I'm home from work today, got 4 hours sleep and still feel like crud. Oh, waiting on a COVID test to be delivered. Hopefully I can roll that out. Well, that would be good to rule out. Steve is staying home today. He's got a man cold, and you know what that means. That means bad. Storms. Hi, Storm. Gagey, I hope you can get some rest and start to heal. Hope it's not COVID. Yeah. No fun. Mornings. Kim, I feel fairly decent this morning. Didn't say anything about going to rehab. Surgeon's physician assistants was here around 6. I get good sleep until around 5, then every hour on the hour. Yeah, they don't they don't let you rest. Rex from the Soul. Love that series. Yes. New one out tomorrow. Kim, sorry, Emily. Kim, morning, Cajun. All right. Next up. We got a little bit of historical mysteries going on. Tasha Alexander has a new one, 18th in the Lady Emily Mysteries. If you like, this is in, actually we've crossed over into Edwardian times now, and but if you like to read historicals that are adventure, going to different countries kind of thing. Plus, this would also probably count for Spy versus Spy because Colin does work for the Crown. This is Death by Misadventure, Tasha Alexander. In the in the winter of 1906, Lady Emily and husband Colin are invited to the opulent home of Baroness Ursula von Duchel in the Bavarian Alps. Outside is a mountainous winter wonderland with a view of Mad King Ludwig's fairy tale castle. Inside, the villa hosts a magnificent but eclectic art collection, as well as an equally eclectic collection of fellow guests. Among them, a musician, an art dealer, a coquette from the demi-monde, and Casper, the Baroness's boorish son-in-law, whom, it begins to appear, someone wants dead. Almost 40 years earlier, Niels, a young German lord, sings to himself in the forest surrounding those same Alps, capturing the attention of a not yet mad King Ludwig. Niels and the king become fast friends, the relationship deepening into something more as their time together stretches on. But while King Ludwig is content to live out a fantasy where their responsibilities don't matter and the outside world doesn't affect them, Niels knows that their bliss cannot last forever. Decades later, Emily continues to investigate Casper's increasingly lethal mishaps when tragedy strikes, ensnaring the guests in a web of fear and suspicion. It's up to Emily to sift through old secrets and motivations, some stretching far into the past, to unmask the killer. I was reading these books when they were first coming out and then, of course, fell away, as one does, as I do. And so I started to reread this series. So that book is further in my future. I read the first one in this series, and I am getting the second one. This is by Victoria Gilbert, second in the Hunter and Clue mysteries. This is contemporary. This is called A Killer Clue, but this has a fun dynamic of an older woman and a younger man teaming up. Not romantically. When Eloise Anderson, the owner of an antiquarian bookshop, arrives at the Grand Aircroft estate to ask retired librarian Jane Hunter and eccentric collector Cameron Clue for help, Jane and Cam expect a bookish inquiry. But the bookseller has a different sort of assistance in mind, clearing her mother's name of a murder Eloise is convinced she didn't commit. Eloise's mother has just died after spending many years in prison for allegedly killing Eloise's father. Armed with new information found in her mother's effects, the bookseller is determined to uncover the true killer so her mother can rest in peace, even though the case is now colder than ice. When Jane tracks down the original detective from the investigation and discovers him stabbed to death in Eloise's bookshop, Jane and Cam are sure this murder is connected to the cold case. They think it's the same killer, but the police unfortunately have their own prime suspect, and this time around it's Eloise. Cam and Jane's cold case sleuthing turns urgent. Find out who committed the murders or watch another innocent woman rot in jail as a cold-blooded killer walks free. As I say, I read the first one. I liked it. Another historical mystery. This is Annalie Huber's second series. I do like it. This is 7th in the Verity Kent mysteries, set after World War I. This is called The Cold Light of Day. June 1920, Ireland. The streets of Dublin seethe with revolution as the Irish Republic Army clashes with British authorities. Roving assassination squads mean nowhere is truly safe, particularly for Verity Kent and her war hero husband Sidney. Given their celebrity as society darlings and intrepid sleuths, they must tread carefully to go unnoticed, nearly impossible when they are called upon to search for Verity's fellow spy and friend, Captain Alex Xavier, has seemingly vanished after traveling to Dublin to infiltrate the IRA at its highest levels, doing her best to maintain a modicum of normalcy and stay under the radar of both the rebels and British intelligence. Verity works undercover by day and waltzes through the city's elite social scene by night. Still, she fears the worst for Alec until shocking evidence mounts that not only is he alive, but that he has switched sides. Already disillusioned with the British government, the news leaves Verity and Sidney reeling. Worse, they learn of a conspiracy within Dublin Castle where personal vendettas are being carried out and sanctioned by British intelligence under the cover of revolution. With the distinction between friend and foe never more blurred or the margin for error narrower, Verity and Sidney cannot turn a blind eye, especially when a familiar adversary appears, bringing a threat almost too terrifying to confront, even in the cold light of day. Dot, 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 dot. And I do recommend that series. It is a good one. I just want to read everything now, though. Yeah, basically the entire front row are things I read. We're off to a good start. Vicki Delaney has a new one. I'm hoping it's not COVID. I didn't run a fever, which I usually get with the vaccines. I don't have one now, but have other symptoms. But those symptoms are similar to other things. So, and Kim loves Lady Emily. Yes, new ones. Never had COVID. Did not get the shots. I do zinc, vitamin D, and quinine in the form of tonic water every day. I haven't really gotten sick either. Sick. I don't know. Maybe it's a magic combination. I don't know. This is called A Sleigh Ride Together with You, 7th in the year-round Christmas mysteries. Rudolph, New York. Shop owner Mary Wilkinson's best friend Vicky Casey is newly engaged to chef Mark Gross and is moving into the historic Cole House, a home surrounded by drama, intrigue, and a possible haunting that is in desperate need of renovation. The wedding is just 3 weeks away, but all is not bliss for the newly engaged couple as estranged relatives of the late owner fight over her will. Then, late one night, Vicky and Mary come across a dead body in the garden of Cole House, and Mark is the one standing over the corpse. As Detective Diane Simmons focuses on Mark as the prime suspect, Vicky asks for Mary's help to clear her fiancé's name in time for the wedding. As they dig deeper into the connection between the house, Cole's relatives, and town residents, past and present, it becomes clear that plenty of people wanted the victim dead. With a bakery to run, the busy Easter weekend fast approaching, Easter? Oh, I guess Christmas year-round. A house to renovate and a fiancé to clear of a murder accusation, Vicky's wedding may end up on the chopping block. It's up to Mary to put aside the chocolate bunnies and stuffed rabbits and help her best friend save her wedding and her life. See, isn't this better than the real news? This is vital news you need for this week. That's why I do it. Hey, Mary! I would drop by and say hello. Did you? Okay, got to Michigan fine and having a great visit with my friend. Hope you're doing much better. Kim, hope you are feeling better. Emily, yes. Hope the traveling went well. You got there. Emily, I'm in a lot of high risk groups, so I did get the vaccine. Plus, as a teacher, I work in a petri dish of germs, and I take a med that reduces my ability to fight infections. You should have some ivermectin on hand. I do. Occasion, I've got 2 pre-orders that release tomorrow, and both are Christmas. Poppy McAllister and Haley Powell. So I guess Christmas book season is starting. True. We're not even at Halloween. We're not even at October yet. And yeah, we've got a lot of Christmas stuff going on. Emily says, enjoy your visit, Mary. Oh, that cover looks cute. Glad you're having a good time. Indeed. Enjoy. The Serial Killer's Guide to San Francisco by Michelle Chouinard. Welcome to San Francisco, a city with killer charm. The chill of a San Francisco summer can be deadly. No one knows this better than Capri Sanzio, who makes her living giving serial killer tours of the city. Capri has been interested in the topic since she was a kid when she discovered she's the granddaughter of a serial killer William Overkill Bill Sanzio. She's always believed in his innocence, though she's never taken the leap to fully dive into the case. But now an Overkill Bill copycat has struck in San Francisco, and Capri's former mother-in-law, Sylvia, just cut off Capri's daughter's tuition payments. Needing cash, Capri wonders if this is the time to exonerate her grandfather. Sure. The case is back in the news, and the police will be looking to understand the past to catch a present-day killer. Capri could finally uncover the truth about Overkill Bill, documenting the process with a podcast and a book, and hopefully earn some money. Before Capri can get very far, the cops discover the copycat's latest victim, Sylvia. Capri soon finds herself at the heart of the police's investigation for an entirely different reason. She and her daughter are prime suspects. Yeah, it does get cold. I did a boat tour in October many, many years ago. I was at a BoucherCon, and we did the boat tour and went, past Alcatraz and all that stuff. I have never been colder I have been colder in my life, but it was freaking cold. I only had a fleece. Premeditated Mortgage by Carol E. Ayer, second in the mother-daughter realty team mysteries. Oh, realtors, they're going to find bodies. Autumn and Sierra are back. Mother-daughter real estate agents Autumn Cassidy and Sierra Madison become the top suspects in a murder investigation when their nemesis, Darla Tyson, of course she's a nemesis, is found dead at one of their listings. Despite their assertion they were shopping for Christmas trees at the time of Darla's death, an emailed invitation found on the victim's phone seems to suggest otherwise. The detectives believe the two lured Darla to the listing with the promise of a holiday open house and killed her in cold blood. Unable to convince the detectives of their innocence, Autumn and Sierra embark on an investigation of their own to clear their names and ward off an arrest. It's no holds barred as they question their many suspects at a variety of venues: a private Christmas party, a house rumored to be haunted, and even a holiday-themed train. A few days after Christmas, Sierra figures out who actually killed Darla, but the revelation comes at a cost as she ends up a captive in the killer's home. She'll have to use her knowledge of the house's unusual features if she has any chance of living to see the new year. I did one vaccine at doctor's request. I would trust that doctor with my life. If I got COVID, I never knew. And hope everyone will trip. Yep. High Style and Homicide by Kathleen Bridge, 8th in the Hamptons Home and Garden Mystery. Interior design meets ulterior motive when murder strikes the family of a leading light in home decor. Never in her wildest dreams did interior decorator Meg Barrett think she'd get the chance to team up with the iconic Jessica Sterling. A do-it-yourself dynamo, Jessica's Dahlia Lane Farms brand has swept the country, and Meg is thrilled to discover she's just as charming and gracious in person as she is on TV. But tragedy strikes when her beloved brother is killed in a hit and run, and when the evidence points to foul play, Meg vows to help Jessica by investigating. It doesn't take long for Meg to figure out that not everyone working with Jessica has her best interests at heart, and she's certain that Jessica's brother was killed for something he knew about one of them. And then another body turns up, and it's clear that someone is going to desperate lengths to protect their secret. With Jessica still reeling from her loss, Meg puts herself in harm's way to uncover the secret and catch the killer before they can carry out their murderous designs on her. Includes tasty recipes and classic vintage decorating tips. Not just recipes, you also get decorating tips. That's the end of that row. We are so not going to get to all of these. Do you want me to make this list public? Let me know in the comments. I still haven't forgiven him for retiring 1 or 2, 3 years ago. Yeah, our doctors. Lynn Cahoon has a new one. Six Stunning Sirens. Sixth in the Kitchen Witch Mysteries. In a triumph for Mia's catering business and cooking school, Mia's Morsels is chosen to host a fall festival event in their Idaho mountain town, which means managing a bunch of stage moms and their social media obsessed daughters as they get ready for the big beauty contest. No, that is hell. I would never. There's a lot riding on the results of the Harvest Moon Festival. It's where the winning family receives an inside track to Coven Power. But after Coven Power. But after one stage mom is found dead and another winds up in the hospital, the Coven suspects magical meddling. With a week to go before the coronation of the new queen, Mia must draw on her sleuthing powers to find out what's going on and whether this competition has gotten a little too cutthroat. Indeed. Grounds for Murder by Betty Tournier Daniels, first in the Jeannie Wolfert Lang mysteries. Jeannie is in trouble. After the loss of her husband, everyone around her is pressuring her to leave her precious farm, including an incredibly persistent realtor who won't name her client. But when that realtor ends up dead, see, don't go into realty, killed by mistake when she borrows Jeannie's car, it becomes clear that her client won't take no for an answer. Who wants Jeannie's land so badly that they are willing to kill for it? And why her farm when there are plenty around her for sale? To find the answer, Jeannie joins forces with off-duty cop Derek and finds refuge with the young back-to-the-land tenants who rent a section of her farm. Set in her ways at 60, Jeannie must learn to open her mind and her heart in her quest to find the killer, all while grappling with ghosts from her past and wrestling with the questions of land transfer and ownership. Will the next generation love her farm as intensely as she does? And will she survive long enough to find out? So many questions. This next one, I love and adore this series, and I did get this one early from the author's website. Love it. I highly recommend this series. I can't recommend it highly enough. Okay, I will. We can or continue on Freeform Friday. Very true. That would definitely be nice. We can do both. Kim Cajun says, I like Lynn Cahoon, but that series may be a bit too woo-woo for me. Yeah. Kim, it is that season. We're getting a lot of those. Kim, if they're public, we can click and add to our wish list. Just a thought. Okay. We can still go through them on Freeform Friday. All right. We'll end on this one because I love this series. This is by Grace Burrows, sixth in the Lord Julian Mysteries. This is set Regency. It's right after the Napoleonic Wars. He's cheated death. Lord Julian Caldecott is summoned by his estranged mother to search for old love letters she has misplaced. Julian soon realizes the letters, along with other items of sentimental value, have been stolen. The thief is preying on wealthy women, purloining mementos both dear and scandalous. If the missing items become public, many reputations will be ruined, including the Duchess's, which is his mother. But dishonor may yet defeat him. Julian embarks on the investigation despite having no clues, too many suspects, and his distant and difficult mama at the center of the whole intrigue. In the midst of these frustrations, Julian's ducal brother takes ship for France, adding more duties to his lordship's already full plate. Before Julian can bring the culprit behind the thefts to justice, he must first come to terms with old betrayals that could yield new and deadly fruit. And it's under 300 pages, well worth it. Absolutely. All right, that's a good place to end. I wonder if I can, let's go to manage list. We'll go public. And this is going to be a long link for the here, but I'll do it. Usually I go in and start to delete things, but I'll leave them there. Woo! All right. Mary says, have a great day, everyone, and thanks so much. Thank you so much for being here and enjoy the visit. Oh my gosh. Emily, have a good rest of your. Yes, you get rest. Get rest. Take meds, tea, chicken soup, things like this. Everyone have a good day. Kim and Emily, I hope you both feel better. Yes. Just healing vibes. Please take care of yourselves. I have to go get the mail. Steve's staying home because he's got a man cold. I don't have any sprints tonight. I believe they're on Storm's channel tonight, at 7 p.m. Eastern. My next sprints are tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. I do them 3 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. Tomorrow we will look at mysteries and thrillers, so the grittier sides of things. Definitely. Have a great day. All righty. All right, everybody, have a good Monday. See you soon. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.